The very first variety right here I'm showing is the Butler Puckster Blue. The Pucksters, the Butler, the blue is probably the nicest one. It's also considered a butterfly bush. It's zone 4, 5, zone 9. You get 24 inches in height as well as 24 to 36 inches in width. It has a blue flower with tiny yellow orange eyes. And this, of course, is the grit 3 gallon we have. It likes to be moist but well drained soil. Very late and breaking out of dormancy in spring. Usually, you have to have these in some preheated houses. It's the dwarf buddleia, mostly seen on larger plants. Blooms nonstop from early summer to with a true blue flower on it. Go ahead to the next picture, please. The next one is the ruby chip. Like this, another one this Friday we only did a percentage of. It's also known as butterfly bush. It's another one. It's on 5 to zone 9. You get 2 to 3 feet in height as well as 2 to 3 feet in width. It has a beautiful pink, like red light flower to it. This is our 3 gallon we have. Like once again, one thing about all buds is keep in mind that most of them they do well, but they do best when they're planted in direct sun. This variety is the dwarf deciduous shrub, a summer bloomer, good for border plants and container and edging. Next, please. Next is the Buddleia Lo Behold Blue Chip. Now, this is for more of a dwarf like Buddleia. This variety is zone 5 to zone 9. You will get 1 feet to 2 feet in height, as well as 1 to 2 feet in width. It has a beautiful lavender blue flower to it. This is our 3 gallon. As you can see, it's tiny and it's dwarf, can full. Once again, moist, well-drained soil. Blooms in midsummer to frost. Once again, we plant these varieties in full sun. Some will do well in part shade, but we always recommend you plant these varieties of buddleias in direct sun. That's where you do the best. Water more times during the extreme heat in the hot summers. Perfect for mass planting and perennial gardens and borders. Next picture, please.
And this is Blue Chip Junior. This is a straight blue chip. I think David said blue chip. Like David said, on all the buddleia, we did go through and do a percentage. They look a little, as you can see, they look better this year than last year. So we'll keep monitoring that, walk through that weekly, or at least twice a week to see what else we can roll on. But we didn't want to roll the whole thing on at this point because there's some of them still look a little sticky. So.
Okay, me and Jeff, we also walked the hibiscus, the perennial hibiscus. As you can see right here, they are just starting to shoot up, coming up from the ground. Really, basically, this is probably the best time you want to put these varieties on the truck. This is also known as the rose mallow. This is a variety of zone 4 to zone 9. They get 4 feet in height as well as 4 feet in width. This variety has a bright bubblegum pink to dark red eyes to it. We're growing them in the 2 gallons. It likes to be in the average soil. Bloom time from midsummer to early fall. It does prune on old dry stems to the ground. As you can see, we stump cut these varieties and they grow right back up from the ground. This hardy hibiscus shares the same trait that made the cranberry crush popular. Flowers that reaches 8 inches in size with a bright green leaves. Next picture, please. Like I said, most of all the hibiscus, you can be seeing them coming up. They're about maybe an inch of growth coming up on them. But as you can see, they are showing life. This is the hibiscus Holy Grail. This is variety zone 4 to zone 9. Here we get 4 feet in height as well as 4 feet in width. It is a beautiful dark red variety. I actually bought some of these last year. This variety is, like I said, it is at least a week to 2 weeks compared to what I have in my yard. My yard's not even showing growth yet. So that's a good thing for you, your customers. Let them know they're ahead. These varieties are ahead of the game. It takes the average soil, bloom time from midsummer to early fall, prune on old wood, dry stems to the ground. It's this incredible dark, nearly black foliage. It's a very beautiful variety and it's oval shaped leaves with deep red flowers. They'll get to 8 to 9 inches in size. This is one of my favorite varieties. Next picture, please. Now, we did a lot of hibiscus, but I only showed you just a couple samples of ones. This one is a plant, the worst one. This is the hibiscus airbrush effect, what's also known as rose mallow. Once again, zone 4 to zone 9, it would get 3 feet to 4 feet in height as well as 4 feet in width. It has a beautiful pink, dark red eyes. Once again, this is a 2-gallon. It takes the average soil. Once again, bloom in midsummer to fall. Prune on old wood. Usually cut back art straight to the fall. Lots of flower buds that translate to a long season of blooms, overlapping and pellets create a 3-dimensional look for the flowers. And like I said, we got more on, but like I said, I just showed a sample of what the height is, what to be expecting for this variety. Next picture, please.
So on the hibiscus, you're seeing some varieties in some quantities left in spring. Last fall, we saw what was being sold. We went out and bought some bare root to supplement the inventory. At the current time, those are not rooted out. So until we see that they're rooted out and we feel they're good to go, we won't put those on. But that's what's going on with the ones that are left in spring on the hibiscus.
Now we have the hydrangea summer crush. This is one of our the forest varieties. As you can see, is loaded with buds. Nice green foliage to it. This variety we get 18 to 36 inches in height as well as 18 to 36 inches in width. It is a raspberry red with neon purple blooms to it. We grow this variety in 8-inch, 2 gallons, 3 gallons. But the variety you're seeing right now, this is the 8-inch. So if you have some customers who want some hydrangeas, it's really strong. In the summer series, the best one for right now, this is the Summer Crush. That's the one you want to aim for. Bloom time for this is usually from mid-season. It likes to be in full sun to part shade. Compact hydrangea with an intense color. Truest red hydrangea in the USA. Good for patio containers. Also drop dead gorgeous in a landscape. Pruned to maintain the desired size or to remove the wild branches. Best is done in late summer to autumn after it's flowered. And like I said, for all the hydrangeas, this is the next best variety I have right now. Next picture, please. This is some of the crop we canned earlier this spring. And as you can see, this crop is ready. Next variety is going to show you some 3 leucanthum varieties. The leucanthum, very first one is the sponge silk. This is one of our newer varieties, also known as Shasta Daisy. Zone 5 to zone 9, it gets 22 inches to 24 inches in height, as well as 20 to 22 inches in width. It has white shades to it. We grow this in the 1 gallon. It takes the average fertile soil. Plant in full sun at least for 6 hours. This is recommended. Bloom time for this variety is early to late summer. And narrow petals with fringe hedges create a spider-like that's with a 4.5-inch graceful white flower topping in a medium-sized habit. As you can see, it's really spinning like this. Henceforth, the spider silk name is very thin, like flowers to it. Like I said, as you can see right here, can full, short, compact, a lot of buds on it. Next picture, please. The next beautiful leucanthum is some marshmallow, also known as Shasta Daisy. This is zone 5 to zone 9. You get 18 inches to 20 inches in height, as well as 20 to 22 inches in width. This is a bright white flower to it. We grow this also in 1 gallon. Average soil to fertile soil. Bloom time for this variety is late to early summer. Once again, you want to give this variety at least 6 hours of full sun, of part sun to 4 to 6 hours if you want to find most of the area to shade, close to something to shade. This has a very large 3.5 double white flower to it. Great for summer blooming plants. Grows best in full sun in the average soil. I like this one because the flowers is like really fluffy. But like you see right here, it's short, compact, loaded with buds. It's got good shelf life and it's just starting to show some color. Next picture, please. And the last of the leucanthum is the banana cream, also known as Shasta Daisy. This variety is zone 5 to zone 9. It gets 15 to 18 inches in height, as well as 18 to 24 inches in width. This variety is more your yellow. It's more of a light yellow to it. We grow this in a 19 centimeter. It likes to be an average soil. This variety is considered to grow best in direct sun. Superb selection with huge 4 inches to 5 inches lemon yellow flowers, which brighten to a creamy white. Extra long bloom in time in the summer. It is a vigorous grower and with a disease-resistant dark green foliage. So those are the three new Camptons we just planted this spring. They're ready to go, rooted, loaded with buds. Next picture, please. Now, this right here, I'm not going to go into details for all these varieties, but I want to show you a group picture. Once again, we're constantly walking, or I'm constantly walking the clematis. We're just keep on putting more on. This week, we decided to do the 6-inch. I'm just giving you an example of what they look like, expect when your customers receive these. And we also put on the deco pots. Now, the one thing you want to keep in mind with the deco pot 2 varieties is that this is more of a creepy clematis. It's a ground cover. It's a ground spreader. It's not something we expect to be putting on a trellis. It's one of those varieties you want to put in landscape to fill up that little patch of soil, open space areas. But like I said, this is more of a ground effect, more creeping like clematis. So keep that in mind, and also with your customers, because we don't want them to expect to have this variety to be on trellis. It's also good for hanging baskets if you want to do that. But like I said, just keep that in mind. We did put half the crop on for this variety, so we will be moving more on once they start coming out of a light trim.
So first up is vanilla strawberry on the trees. These we'll probably put in the next week or two. They're still a little light on the root in the 7s. Zone 3 to 8, it's good, tough paniculata, typical paniculatas. Well-drained soils, it will bloom July through September. You can see when it first starts to open, it's going to be more white. And as it ages, it becomes a darker pink. Hence the name. Really nice plant, good tree form. Similar to limelight, which is the next one. Main thing with the limelights is we did roll the 5s on. Don't do that. You see what they look like there. Zone 4 to 8. This is a crop that we put together last year. So these are in good shape, well rooted, not too many issues with them. All your paniculatas can tolerate a wide variety of soils, and they are extremely hardy. The one thing to recommend to the customers is once they start blooming out, especially going through winter, you want to trim off or deadhead them. That will help keep them from breaking open. There's a fair amount of weight on these flowers when they get big. Next one, snow fazan we've talked about. You want to scroll down a little bit. This is more to show you what this is more, some plants have fallen off the stakes. We never really got them staked up. We talked about this last fall. So there's a handful of these on there. This is what they look like. They're nice full plants, 24 to 36, 48 inches across. You can see there, they're not extremely tall. This you could use as a ground cover, similar to what the clematis were. Just another way of using a weeping plant, cascade over rock walls, etc. And it also gives you that significant amount of bloom in the spring, and the snow palms have the good fall foliage as well. Next up is the Boomerang Dark Purples. This is what they currently look like. They're good bud and bloom. Still have some quantities left on those. This would be the best time to get these out. This is a zone 3 to 7 plant, and it gets 4 to 5 feet tall as well as wide. Nice fragrant flower. It does rebloom in the summer as well. You have to go in and trim them and then reflush them. Nowhere near as prolific on the second bloom as the first bloom, but extremely nice hardy plant. Bailey halos, we had talked about this before. These were some 1 gallons we had done as tree form. We ended up shifting these to 3, so you can see you've got 15-inch of stem before you go up to the head. See the plants behind as well as the one there. Nice full plants. Bailey halo does a good job as far as keeping itself relatively clean of any leaf diseases late in the season. Extremely hardy, so 3 to 7. It will get 6 foot tall, 6 foot wide. The one thing to remind customers that to sell as a tree form, they will have to maintain that and keep that trimmed up. They can control how big it gets by trim. Tolerates a wide range of soils, pretty much a good bulletproof plant. And then in the winter, you can see in the upper right, you got the nice bright red stems as well. So it gives you both winter and full season display as far as color. Up next will be the 25-gallon Crimson Kings. It's a zone 3 to 7. They'll get 40 foot by 40 foot. Does prefer well-drained soils. It's not real tolerant of clay soils and heavy wet soils where it stays wet a long period of time. These are breaking out right now, so you have really nice, good looking foliage on them. This is one of the varieties everyone knows. Is talked about this before. Usually when people ask for a red maple, this is what they're referring to. It's got that nice dark red leaf and maintains that throughout the summer. I'll go to the next one. Magnolia Genie is, we've had it for a few years now, but it is one of the newer varieties of magnolias. It has a little bit smaller flower than some of the magnolias, but it's got this dark red rose color. It's mainly its claim to fame. This is a zone 5 to 9 plant. It'll get around 10 to 15 feet high and probably 5 to 6 foot wide. So it's going to be a little taller than what it is wide. Like most magnolias, it does prefer well-drained soils. Tolerates clays and some other things, so it does do a good job with that. These do bloom early in the season. They're in flower right now. One of the advantages of this type is it does bloom later than like your stars and your saucers, so it's less likely or less prone to be impacted by cold weather and frost and freeze. So a little bit smaller magnolias. Some of the other magnolias get really large. This is a good one for smaller areas.